The prevalence of Black African children on child protection system is becoming alarming, and this needs to be addressed. So what exactly is going on? Why are African kids being taken away by social services? And that is what we are going to be addressing in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa Oti, and if you're new on this channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified whenever I post new content on this channel. Contrary to popular belief that social care services are there to take our children away, no, actually these people, they are there to work hand in hand with parents to ensure the safety of our children. And even at times when these parents truthfully open up to social services as to the reason why they tend to hit their children, these people are usually so understanding that they provide means of counseling for these parents to educate them and make them understand how important these children are to them. So now we are going to discuss the reason why social services can actually take your children away from you. I, for one, have had a first-class experience with them, though my child wasn't taken away from me, but I had an encounter with them. In case you've not seen this video, kindly check the link in the description box, whereby my child was crying and a neighbor reported me and they had to come, they step into my, as in such an emotional video. And even at the point of making that video, I was almost in tears, because trust me, no parents want to be found in that situation. And it gets me thinking, how do parents that have their children taken away from them actually cope? Depending on the severity of the case, if a child is taken away from you, there are chances that other kids might also be taken away from you. So you see, it's just best to keep a very clean record. Now we are going to be discussing, there are so many reasons that can make social services get involved with your family. Now their main role is to prevent children from every form of harm, abuse, neglect, name it. Now a situation whereby you expose your child to neglect, what happens? They step into your case. Now Child Act focuses on keeping family together, but in a situation whereby the child is timed high risk, they may have to issue urgent court proceedings, and the judge will have to decide if the child will remain with the family or if the child needs to be taken away from the family. What are the reasons that can make social services take your children away from you? Now, number one major cause, which is even the most prevalent, is domestic violence. Now this year alone, a total of 169,480 referrals of domestic violence have been made in the UK. To see that domestic violence is so rampant. Now, a situation whereby the parents of a child are always fighting, always quarreling, swearing at each other, cursing at each other. I mean, I have been in my town center and I see couples quarreling. I mean, you're holding your child on the hand and you are insulting each other and you're quarreling, you're shouting. Do you think you're back home? You're in the UK, and trust me, people are watching until when you get involved with social protection service, and that's when they will open your record and you will just be shocked that even the school have noticed a lot of traits about your child. GP has noticed a lot, and trust me, you're going to be in total shock. Anywhere you find yourself, you have to understand how the system works and try to blend. And then this children, they go to school and they use the same words you use on your partner or the same words that you use on the phone. And trust me, the school take record of these things. So domestic violence is one of the root causes of children being taken away from their parents. I'm not saying it's peculiar amongst Africans. Even the British folks, Jamaicans, Asians, they're all guilty of this as well. So don't think I'm coming out to attack Africans or Nigerians. But I'm just saying that we can actually do better as parents. There's no point shouting or fighting your partner when there are other ways of finding resolution to your issue, especially when you know you have children in the house. Trust me, your neighbors are not dumb. They can hear, they can see things. That they are quiet for now does not mean that they don't know what is going on. Another thing that can lead to social services being involved with your family or taking your child away is abuse, which can come in form of physical abuse, emotional abuse, substance abuse, neglect, like anything abuse at all. Now this thing is very, very common amongst Nigerians, and I really need to address it. See, no offense, but I need to say this. Most Nigerians, they migrate to the UK under the Tier 4 visa, that's the student route visa, with hopes that, especially now that there is 2 years post-study visa, with hopes that after their 1 year master's course or 2 years master's course, they'll pay the required fee for the 2 years post-work visa, get a job, and then live in the UK under the skilled worker visa. Even now that there is healthcare assistance route, a lot of Nigerians are trooping into the UK. Even yesterday I was reading an article where they mentioned that Nigeria emerges second highest worker visa recipients in the UK this year. You can imagine, second. Now, for people who come under the Tier 4 visa, it is a situation whereby the wife is working and then the husband is the dependent of the wife, because that way the husband can work to pay up school fees, and sometimes the wife at the same time also goes out to work. Do you know that most times these people actually leave their underage children in the house and go for night shifts? You know that we are risk takers, but sometimes we take risks that are life threatening, that are not even worth it, because you know that this is not allowed. Like I said, like if you find any country you find yourself, you just have to blend in. Rules are rules. You know, this is not allowed. Like anything can happen. What if there's an emergency? What if the child falls sick? Who is going to ring? I know there's something called medical neglect. What if there's a fire outbreak? Who is going to call the fire service? Do you know what I mean? You're leaving your underage children. I'm talking of kids that are 6, 5, 10, as long as the child is below 16 or below 18, you should not leave the child alone. Most Nigerians, like most students, are guilty of this, and that's why I keep telling people, when I say this, I come off as insensitive. Why I say this, if possible, just leave your children back in Nigeria, come to the UK, settle, and then bring them over. Or even you as a man, you can leave your wife and kids back in Nigeria. Yes, you'll be sending money to them. Come here, hustle your way out. When you're finally settled, you can bring them in. It's better that way than risking your life or risking their life. Another common reason why social services get involved in the family is poverty rate, a situation whereby a family cannot even afford to provide basic amenities for the children. Like the living condition is so poor, like the house is in a bad shape, you barely provide enough food. I know people say food is cheap in the UK, but man, if you know anybody living in the UK in 2022, food is so not cheap. Like I just came back from shopping now, and frankly I was screaming. Like every time I go out to shop, I always scream, because I always spend more than my budget, because things are so expensive now. Remember, you cannot provide food or basic amenities, clothing, very, very conducive living for your children, and social services get to find out, they will get involved. Now, another common reason is medical neglect. Like some Africans, we know we have this natural instinct that there is no need to always ring the doctors when your child is sick. Some people just believe that, oh, my child will be fine, my child will be fine. You know, that mentality of back home, some people bring it here, and somehow if they find that, like let's say your child unfortunately becomes very sick, or his or her sickness deteriorates, and you go to the GP and GP can't even handle such a case and refer the child to A&E, trust me, they will check the record, like when did this start and why did you allow this sickness to deteriorate to this point? Why did you not ring the GP? Some of us can be really lackadaisical. I understand that it is really, really stressful being a parent in this UK. I, for one, have experienced stress first class, mental breakdown, name it. Like I break down left, right, center. I ring my friends, I cry on the phone, I get myself back. See, it's really normal, because most of us are here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids with no help. We do every single thing on our own and still have to work. But man, at the end of the day, these children are our priority. We have to be there for them regardless. And that's me. If social service should get involved in your case, they will ask lots of questions. Like when they got involved with us, they asked me if I work, asked my husband if he works, what we do. You know, I had to let them know of the nature of our job, because I know what that question means. They want to know if you actually have time for your children. A lot of people are struggling to pay up their school fees. They are saving up money to pay their school fees. By doing that, they don't even have time for their kids. You know, a lot of African children, where in the morning they go to breakfast club, from breakfast club they go to school, from school they enter lunch club, and then they come home in the evening. You know, they barely even have time for their kids, and they are coming home, one of the parents is going out to work, and just like that, they barely even see their parents, because some parents, the man have to work day, the wife night, and just like that and like that, they barely actually have family time. And trust me, this can actually affect them, because these children, they go to school, you know, their classmates get to say, oh, my mom did this over the weekend, my parents did this over the weekend, we went for a vacation, we went for a holiday, and they themselves, they are not even having all this access to these things, because their parents are overworking. Like Africans in diaspora, basically, we really need to do better. And another prevalent reason why your child can be taken away from you is if you physically hit your child. Like this is so common. I mean, I understand that children can really make you go crazy, they can annoy you so much. There's already this stereotype that Africans hit their children. So if you get reported by your neighbors that they heard your child crying, or they heard you spanking your child or insulting your child, knowing that you're African, it will definitely raise eyebrow, and they will be so interested in that case because they know where we come from. We hit our children. They know these things. They study these things, so they are fully aware. So in that situation, trust me, they are going to be very, very interested in your case. Like, why would you actually hit your child to the point of giving your child mark, all in the name of discipline? I went to something and I was having a discussion with some people. I remember one of the ladies, she has 3 kids. She told us that sometimes when her friends come to her house and they see her asking her 3 kids what they want to eat, and the first child will say, oh mom, I want this. Second child will say, mom, I want that. Third child will say she wants this, and the 3 of them just want different food, and she enters the kitchen and make 3 different meals for them. Some of their friends that are Nigerians will be like, no, me, I cannot even do that. No way. If they don't eat the same food, then they should starve. And she's like, no, like, that approach is so bad. Petting them and going very, very close to them is a way of actually raising them right. But a lot of people don't really know. They think everything is violence, and sometimes racism could also be a part. Like in my case, it was subtle racism. Like, I knew my neighbor was a full-blown racist, and that's why where you decide to live in the UK is very, very important. Make your research. Make sure you live in an area where there are at least blacks, especially whereby you're just like the only white in the whole community or in an entire estate, like you're the only black. I don't think it's okay. I like a situation whereby I go out and I just meet some blacks. It makes me feel really, really relaxed. We all need to be very careful. Like, I've heard so many stories about social services taking away people's children from them, and it's really sad because they take your child away from you and you are alone. So trust me, when they're on your case, they are going to invite the police, invite other bodies. They are going to go to the child's school to check the history of the child, check the child's attendance, how the child always appears in school, check the GP record. Like, there are a lot of things they're going to check. That's why you have to be clean. One time I went to make my hair in a salon, and one of the people that came to make their hair, this child knows we rang to let them know that the child is sick. Now, and she replied that, no, me, I'm not around though. I'm not even in town. Please, just take care of him. Give him paracetamol or something. I will come pick him up at 5:30. And then when the call ended, she was like, this note, they're so fond of this thing. When my child is sick, they just call me. Am I a doctor or am I a nurse? See, my child knows they do that as well. And when they call me, I don't mind. I rush to get him. Now, it's a situation whereby they're always calling you all the time that your child is sick. Like, from time to time, they call you. And anytime they call you, you tell them, please, I'm not around, or stuff like that. Trust me, the day you get involved in social services, that's when you know that this is school your child attends. They are not dumb. They keep record of every single thing. Sometimes my child fell down in our house and hurt himself. Well, we had to tell them in school the next day that he actually fell down and he hurt himself, and they gave us an incident form to fill. I know that if we should have any serious case with social services, that day they are definitely going to open his record and they will find out that on so day he actually hurt himself. Anyway, you guys, so seriously, we really need to be careful. Social services, they are not our enemies. They're actually there to help. Like, no, they don't even have the right to come and just take your child. Like, they go through proceedings before your child is actually taken away from you, and you also have the right to get a lawyer if you can. So you see, it's not like they'll just come and they don't even have the right to do that. As Africans, we need to put in more effort. Trust me, a lot of Africans, we are getting it wrong, and trust me, we can really do better. So share with me in the comment section if at any point involved with social services, or you know someone whose child has been taken away. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Share with me your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you all in my next one, guys. Bye.